This vodcast brought to you by Power9 Games.
Hi there, welcome to Frontier Gaming. My name is Matt Turner.
My name is Z.
We're here looking at the next of the Game of Thrones packs to come out, The Road to Winterfell. And it's got a little bit for everybody like usually. But take us out, Z.
We'll go ahead and start out with the Winterfell Kennel Master. It's a 2-cost character, power icon, 1 strength, non-loyal. And he's got a challenges action. If you control a participating Stark character, kneel a direwolf character or a character with a direwolf attachment to have it participate in the current challenge on your side. Limit once per phase. So you kneel a thing to have it participate. Basically, you get around stealth and that kind of thing. Which is pretty good for Stark, who they have a little bit of stealth, but some of those challenges they don't have a lot of icons for it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you can do stuff with Ned, then you can get Ned into a challenge that he might not normally.
Can it bring in a Nelt character already if it's a direwolf?
No, because you have to kneel the character to do the thing.
Okay, so. But still, getting around stealth
you
is
kneel
pretty
the
nice.
direwolf character or the character with the attachment. So.
Okay. I gotcha.
Exactly like you would if you were attacking or defending, but you just do it after the declaration, so you can get around stealth and things like that.
Situationally kind of cool.
Yeah. And you can you can block with certain things, and then they do strength buffs. You're like, okay, I need some more stuff in here, so we'll bring it in. So it can be pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Next we got Winterfell Castle. It's a unique location, 3 costs for Starks. Stronghold Winterfell keywords. During a martial or power challenge in which you control 2 or more unique participating Stark characters, each of those characters gets +2 strength. So you're playing some uniques, got a nice little +2 buff on them.
It's a little expensive for a kind of extremely situational strength buff, I would say. But it doesn't require kneeling or anything like that, so it can be good, I think. But your deck kind of has to be built around it. I'm not sure there's enough unique characters at this point in the game. For you to be able to do it.
And I think we're going to see that a lot in this pack. Is there's a lot of potential for later builds.
Yeah.
But as it is right now, it might be a little suboptimal.
Okay. Yeah.
But
for sure. I think much like last pack, there was a couple cards in it where they're kind of building for later. And like when the first box is going to drop for Stark, and I think then this will be pretty solid.
Okay.
Next up is the Lady in Waiting. It's a Pharrell character, 2 cost, intrigue icon, 1 strength. She's loyal, and she has some text on her. Oh, and she's a companion, sorry. Lady in Waiting may be marshaled as a duplicate at no cost on a lady character you own and control. So this can be actually pretty good. The attachment doesn't restrict factions, so you can bring ladies from other factions and attach this to her for a dupe. And then outside of that, she's a good chump blocker.
Yeah, extra duping. So and then
and she doesn't stifle your setup too much like a lot of other situational cards like this might.
Sure.
So I think it's a decent card. If you're not sold on some of the other filler slots, I think that she and at Worlds one of the big decks was just a ton of characters and stuff, ton of non-unique characters. I think she fits this pretty well.
Yeah, no, it fits right in there. But okay, next we have a 1 cost Lady Sansa's Rose for Tyrell. Reaction. After you win challenge in which you control a knight character that is attacking or defending alone, that character gains 1 power. 3 power instead if you control a lady character. Max 1 per challenge.
This can be pretty good. There's quite a few factions that bring lady characters, and this is non-loyal, so I'm thinking other factions with knights and ladies, Targaryen has Ser Jorah, and then Lady, and then Daenerys. And then they also, at least in 1.0, they had a ton of knight characters in Targaryen as well, and another faction. So I think this will be a good one. And just in Tyrell, it's good right now.
Oh yeah, There's lots of factions that have different knight characters that
with
fit right
Sir
in.
Loras, obviously, this obviously has synergy with Sir Loras, where he attacks alone. They can
he's
only
on the picture, so yeah.
They can only declare 1 defender, and so he's actually likely to win a lot of those challenges. And then you give him 3 extra power in addition to the renown he gets. So kind of spring up there real quick.
Yeah.
Next up, we got an Unsworn Apprentice. Is a 3-cost character. It's a non-loyal Night's Watch. 2 strength. He's companion traded, so doesn't have a lot of synergy with the trait-based stuff in Night's Watch. But no attachments except weapon, and then challenges action. Unsworn Apprentice gains a challenge icon of your choice until the end of phase. So doesn't really do much until they've probably declared a challenge. You declare him as a defender, sneak around a little bit. But he's a little expensive, so...
Yeah, a little bit expensive, but you have such trouble usually getting the intrigue icons.
That's true.
So it gives you a little bit of flexibility.
He's got
there.
it. He's got it when you need it.
Yeah. But,
yeah. No, actually, that's a good point. It's not bad in that. And when you're playing Night's Watch, you're trying to defend all your challenges, so he can fill kind of any gap you have.
Yeah, any shortcoming you have in your opening hand or whatever, you can kind of plug him in there. And
Yep. It's not too bad.
Yeah. All right, next we have another unique location for 2 gold. It's Brandon's Gift, the North, keywords. Reaction, after you marshal a builder character, reduce the cost of the next Night Watch card you marshal this phase by 1. Limit 3 times per phase.
So I think this is another card that's going to see a lot of play later, but there aren't that many builders right now.
There's just the one I can think of.
Right,
yeah. But
so, and he's good, but
yeah, no, for sure.
For 2 costs, I think you're going to want
taking up space in your deck, and
I think later we'll see like a Night's Watch builder deck. Then you're playing like the event from the last pack where you look for builders, you get them out, you have this, and you can get a lot of value out of it.
Oh yeah, no, the mechanics are there, but just not the actual cards themselves.
The support, and I think that's going to be a recurring theme throughout this pack, and then also throughout this first cycle, where they're kind of like
for sure
they're seeding the field with like useful cards that people are used to from 1.0 and that kind of thing. So we'll see this again, I think. Okay. All right, next up onto the Baratheons. We have a 2-cost character. He's got a military and a power icon. It's called Royal Entourage. 3 strength ally, and he's got a force reaction. After you lose an intrigue challenge, kneel Royal Entourage, and he is non-loyal.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting. 2 costs, 3 strength, 2 icons, not terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And if you can shore up your intrigue defense, then it's just a nice undercosted.
And if you're going first, like maybe it doesn't even matter. Like you just throw this guy out in the first challenge.
Oh yeah, send him out, do his job, and if he's already knelt, then you don't care about him kneeling some more.
And 2-cost characters are a really good slot, I think.
Yeah, it's a nice bargain basement kind of character.
If you got the card draw to sort, throwing dudes on the table, then it'll be good.
Okay. Next, we have an event for 1 gold. This is Baratheon. In the name of your king! ! Play only during a martial challenge in which you are the defending player. Action: kneel your faction card to end the challenge with no winner or loser. Until the end of the phase, you cannot initiate martial challenges.
Yep. So this is pretty nice.
This is also a loyal card, but
yes. I think it's good as a loyal card, but
yeah,
this is great. I think
it's pretty sweet.
Baratheons can sometimes find themselves in a position where they don't have a lot of dudes on the field. They're playing like those big characters like Stannis and Mel and Robert, and so this is good to protect yourself from that military challenge, especially from like things like Greyjoy, where they have a lot of targeted kill.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want them removing your important pieces. So you just kind of cancel the challenge.
Kind of a cool use for your little faction card too, when you're not running loyalty as well.
Exactly. So. Yeah, I think Baratheons don't have anything yet. I think this is last pack we got Greyjoys with the Seastone Chair. Now we have this for Baratheon. So I think we'll see a lot of, which is kind of cool. A lot of effects that, and it'll give a lot of value to the faction card. Yeah, you're actually seeing it as a component of play instead of just a give you reasons to play different agendas or different cards in your deck. So that's kind of a cool concept.
Yeah, I like it, and I like this card. So
yeah. Next up, we got Lannisters. We got the Brother Madam.
Brothel Madam, I
Sorry,
believe.
Wow.
Brother Madam is a different scenario entirely.
That'll probably be next pack. So the Brothel Madam is a 3-cost character with an intrigue icon. She's 2 strength, and she's got a bunch of text. Reaction. After the challenges phase begins, choose a player. That player may give you 1 gold from his or her gold pool until the end of the phase. If that player has not given you gold this phase, he or she cannot initiate military challenges against you.
That's a lot of words.
Non-loyal. So this is actually cool. I think there's a couple things going on here. First things that I think is really interesting is they're definitely building to make sure things don't get crazy broken. Because it says until the end of the phase, if that player has not given you gold this phase, so if there's other effects, you can't like stack them basically. And obviously it doesn't stack with each other because if they give you gold for any reason, it turns her ability off.
Yeah, no,
So-
because you don't want to have too many of those abilities just
Yeah,
firing.
and
Just
I think
emptying
that
opponent's
shows
pool.
a really good foresight. I think.
Yeah,
that they
there's a
might-
plan.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, and this ability is really good too. Like
Mhm.
they spend all their gold, you trigger this ability, and then also just having her on the table makes them think about whether they're going to spend their gold or not. Messes the
Yeah.
math up a little bit. Really good.
Yeah,
and,
like
and
me, your contribution. I love just
exactly.
one of those
yeah.
things just to mess with their phase. They got something planned out, and then by the way,
Yeah, we gotta save
recalculate.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Cool. All right, next we have we're into Greyjoy, and it's a 5-cost character, the Reader, unique. He's got an intrigue icon and a power icon. He's 4 strength. He's loyal, and he's a House Harlaw Lord. Reaction: after you win an unopposed challenge in which a unique Greyjoy character is participating, either draw 1 card or discard the top 3 cards from each opponent's deck. Limit once per phase.
So this is a card that was in 1.0, and you can see it's from
Card design, yeah.
Yep. So this is one of the champion cards, and he's more expensive because of the expanded gold curve, but I think he's generally unchanged. I'm going to probably regret saying that, but I think the
We'll
cost,
put an asterisk next to that.
the cost and the strength might be 1 or 2 different, but I think he's, other than that, exactly the same, does the same ability, and it's a really good ability.
Yeah.
Intrigue icon in Greyjoy. He's lord traded, so he works with the plot, and then card draw or milling is really
It's
good.
good, yeah, depending on which way your deck is going or if you need to
Yeah,
get that
and
extra card.
In 1.0, milling was pretty useless. Like, it didn't serve much purpose. You
Mm-hmm.
could do it, and if you milled them out, you would win, but it rarely happened.
Yeah.
Here, they've actually already have some effects that trigger off your opponent's discard pile. So I think this could be really good, and then also just card draw. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Really good. Next up, we got Raiding Longship. It's a non-unique location, 2 cost, non-loyal as well. It's a warship, so works with all those abilities. And then challenges action. If you are the first player, kneel Raiding Longship to choose a defending character without attachments. That character does not contribute its strength to this challenge. So this is basically that one event, Reach of the Kraken on a stick, which is a good ability.
This is pretty strong. As if Greyjoy needed it. But
Yeah.
No, that's pretty good.
They're laying into the first player thing, which I think is good because if your opponent can take the initiative from you, then you don't get a lot of abilities. And if you committed card slots and gold to those kinds of abilities, you could be hurting.
Yeah. Another layer of strategy in there.
But it's a non-unique warship, so buffs the other stuff, and then you can trigger this multiple times per phase if you have multiple warships.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, seems good. I'm sure it'll go straight into decks.
Yeah.
Okay, looking into the Targaryen neck of the woods now. 6-cost character. We've got Rakharo, unique. He's got a military and a power icon, 4 strength. And he's a Blood Rider Dothraki keywords. While you control another Blood Rider character, Rakharo gains Intimidate. Reaction. After a character is killed to satisfy a claim, during a challenge you initiated, Rakharo gains 1 power.
Oh, man. I love this.
Seems very Martelli to me. You're kind of losing a little bit, but you're gaining something in return. But
challenge you initiated, so
that's true.
They kill their characters from claim, and then I love this. I was a huge fan of trait-based decks in 1.0, and so you got synergy with Blood Riders. They'll inevitably synergy with other Dothraki characters.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying now. Okay.
And then you can initiate multiple challenges per turn with Drogo. And if you have multiple claim, this guy piles power up because this is reaction to individual characters being killed. So
I mean, he is the 6 gold, so it is pretty hefty
6 gold
price.
for 4 strength and 2 icons. So he's a little lopsided, but that ability is good. And then Intimidate is a really strong ability.
Yeah, and I mean, no slouch at 4 strength, but
I'm sure we'll see Ago and Jogo later, the other Blood Riders. And I'm excited to see what they bring because they're really cool in 1.0.
Very Dothraki flavor.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is the start of some of those cards, even in the core set, that said Dothraki things that no one played because there was like 2 Dothraki cards in the core set. So it's going to be exciting.
Here it comes.
All right, next up, I don't know, my favorite card in this pack.
Yeah.
It's the Crown of Gold. It's a 4-cost attachment. It's terminal, and it's loyal. Attached character gains the King trait. Attached character gets -4 strength and is killed if its strength is 0.
I think a note. It's also unique.
It is unique. It is also deck limit 1.
Yeah.
So you can only have one of these in your deck. You can only have one of them in play, obviously, and then just kill a character in the marshalling phase. And if you got Danny standing, it's 5 strength or lower.
Yeah, that kills a lot of fools out on the field there.
Yep.
So.
And this is really good. And then if you somehow manage to not kill a person with this, it stays on them until you can lower their strength more. Like you can stack this with Dracarys, all kinds of things.
Targaryen removal seems pretty strong.
Yep. Back in their old ways, but a lot of restrictions on this card. It's very expensive to play, deck limit 1, so they're being very cautious, which is good. But it's a strong card.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we're into Martel. 5-cost character with 4 no native icons on there, and it's Nymeria Sand, unique character. She's a bastard. She's a sand snake.
Standard.
Challenges action. Choose an opponent's character. Until the end of the phase, that character loses a challenge icon of your choice, and each sand snake character you control gains that challenge icon. Limit once per phase.
It's pretty good.
This is, we're building towards a sand snake kind of deck, and this is going to be one of the core building blocks, I think.
This was a staple. I think there was a similar ability in 1.0, and sand snakes were a big thing in 1.0.
Yeah.
This is really good because this is a challenge or icon removal that is not doesn't have a trigger basically. The other cards from the core set and stuff that remove icons say like if you lose a challenge or whatever.
So.
But this is you can just do it. So this is pretty strong. Targeted icon removal, so you can get rid of people's intrigue icons and then tiers to list them, that kind of thing. And then
that by itself is pretty key.
Yep. And then
Jamie, guess what? Sorry.
We already have the other one from the last pack, the 2-cost, 1 strength, sand snake lady.
So I think we're up to 3 sand snakes now?
Something like that, yeah. I think there's Obara, I think is a sand snake as well.
Yep.
So, this is a good card. It's 5 costs, so you can bounce her with...
we're getting there.
I forget what her name is. The other Martel lady.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep. Okay.
Next up is Dorans Name. It's an event. Martel. Non-loyal. Action, kneel your faction card to gain X gold. X is the number of plot cards in your use pile. So...
I love these effects.
Yeah, long game effects. So you're kind of playing a control game, and then you get to like plot 6, and you're like, hey, guess what? I get 6 gold. Hey, guess what? Viper gains 6 power.
Yep,
craziness.
there it is.
So, just more support for that playstyle of waiting until the end of the game to blow it out. And then it's an economy card.
Yeah, and then it really pairs well with the plot that came out in the last deck for Martel.
Yep.
Was it a long plan? Or?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you can stack up gold on that turn, and then you get to save it to the next turn.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I will say, though, this can be kind of scary. If you get this early, it can be kind of a dead card. But
I think it's maybe a 1 or a 2 of in your deck, and then you're hoping to fish it out late.
Yep.
But okay, now we're into some neutral cards. 5-cost military character, 3 strength. It's Pharrell, and he's unique, and he has stealth.
Yep.
So not too many neutral with stealth. This is kind of cool.
He's good.
He's got a challenge action. Choose a character until the end of the phase. That character gains a military icon and stealth. Limit once per phase. So he's bringing stealth. He's passing stealth. And on characters you may not see it otherwise.
Like Daenerys.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
I'm so excited for this.
Sausage Fingers gets a sword.
Yeah.
Little Fingers, yeah.
Yeah, you can give a ton of people military icons. You can add stealth. Even on people with military icons already, giving other people stealth. And it's just a thing that happens once per phase. You just get to say, this character has stealth.
God, I'd want to take him just to face down the Greyjoy stealth train.
Yeah, he is expensive for a 3-strength military icon, and he's totally removable. You can kill him pretty easily with a whole lot of effects, but I mean that ability is really good. So if you can keep him on the table, it's pretty strong. Could be exciting. We'll see. Yeah. All right. Next up, we got a neutral location, Shadow Black Lane. It's unique, 1 cost. King's Landing traded. Reaction: after you win an intrigue challenge, kneel your faction card to search the top 10 cards of your deck for an in-faction event, reveal it, and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Lannisters much? Yeah, this is great. You win. Also, it's in the window for that treachery. It's in the window that you can actually fetch a Tears and then play that Tears immediately. Ooh. Is that in faction? It's all neutral. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is good. I mean, card draw, and also card searching. So
Yeah,
it's a good ability.
For one, seems good.
Yeah, very good.
All right, getting into some plots now. We got a Lannister one. Wardens of the West. It is 4 Lannisters. You get 5 gold for... Drawing a blank now. Initiative, thank you.
Yep.
And then 1 claim.
Yep.
Scheme. Reaction after you win an intrigue challenge, pay 2 gold to have the losing opponent choose and discard 2 cards from his or her hand.
Oh my god. So, if you got Tyrion on the board...
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
This is
just pays for itself. And
I mean... You do it on defense. You can just clean someone's hand out because there is no limit on it.
And you can, being Lannister, you can probably already make 2 intrigue challenges phase anyways.
Yep.
Dump 4 cards. Have fun.
Yeah. So there is no limit on it, which is kind of scary, but it is plot deck limit per 1. So it's hopefully only going to happen 1, maybe 2 times per game.
Yeah.
And it's later in the game, it's going to have limited value because they're going to not have them.
Yeah, the timing is going to be important on this. Well, I mean, most plot cards are. So.
But it's 5 gold, 6 reserve, so it's good.
Yeah.
Luckily, it is loyal to Lannisters. So,
yeah.
You will see this in a Lannister plot deck, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, next up, got another plot. Trading with the Pentoshi. 10 gold, 2 initiative, and 1 claim.
Mm-hmm.
But it says, when revealed, each opponent gains 3 gold, cannot be canceled. And it's 5 reserve, plot deck limit 1.
That's a lot of gold.
It's a lot of gold, but I don't know how I feel about my opponent having 3 free gold.
3 gold's a lot of gold, too.
Yeah. That's putting you from
Imagine doing that on a turn when they're calling the banners, and then they're just... Yeah, I've got 11 myself.
Even like a regular plot, where maybe like they're playing Counting Coppers.
Coppers.
You put them from 2 to 5, that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to give that trade up, but 10 is a lot.
10 is a whole boatload.
Yeah, so I think this is competing for other. I think
you've got a definite strategy in your deck in mind if you're running this.
Yeah. And this does open the door for like later, like just insanely costly characters, and then you play this plot, and you can, like, they could go up to like 10 or more, and then but have this as an option. So yeah, it's interesting. Not sure many people will be playing this plot deck. Or this plot.
Who knows? Something might come out that breaks it. And,
I mean, if you're playing some kind of like crazy like dude spam deck, and you just are like, I'm gonna here's five guys. I don't care what you play because I have like 3 times as many characters on the field. So,
right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. And on to our last card.
Yep. It's Political Disaster. It's 4 costs, 3 initiative, 1 claim. It's an edict. It says, when revealed, each player chooses up to 2 locations he or she controls. Each location not chosen is discarded from play. Plot deck limit 1, 4 reserve. This is good.
Ouch.
That's real good.
Yeah, that's...
this is the kind of thing that I wish
Who does this hose over the most, do you think?
Everyone. Like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
You get to basically wipe... if you're down, this lets you wipe their econ or whatever and kind of get yourself back in the game. I think this is the kind of plot that I would have liked to see.
I would play this against Greyjoy with all their little boaty locations and whatnot. Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, it is bad initiative and it hits you too. So
you want to be cognizant of what you've got on the field as well. So
but I think it can be really.
I got Castle Black. I got the wall. Everything else.
Yeah, and you're like, oh yeah,
I don't need economy.
Actually, Night's Watch doesn't even really care that much because they're only playing the neutral economy cards. So they get their 2 big ones out and then they just wipe the board. They don't have to worry about kneeling reducers or anything like that. So I think this is really good. I think this is a C play.
Cool. Well, if we messed something up, I'm sure we probably did going through all that, but please let us know in the comments. But we hope you enjoyed, and make sure to give us a share, like, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.